Elle Ingalls here at pressure-free.com. That's L-E-L-L-E Ingalls, Ingalls. I'd love to see all the different ways that my pronunciation creates what the words are if you're looking at the words on the screen. But I go through Zoom purposefully so that if you're at work and you can't have sound on, or if you're somewhere and you can't have sound, you can still see the words of my message this morning and every weekday morning. So if you're new to my show, I'm Elle Ingalls, creator of the Pressure Free Method. It's an on-the-go stress management method that helps you regulate the fight or flight stress response so that you're not constantly pumping stress hormones into your bloodstream. So we stop stress at its source, at the adrenal glands. So this show that I do every day is just giving you little snippets, little hints, things you with an executive who said, this is a lifestyle. This is, oops, I've got a little internet wave. Hopefully the internet wave didn't bother you too much. So yeah, this is a lifestyle. It becomes a way of being after a while. And it's something that pays dividends for the rest of your life. If you make an investment and work with me, it's so cool to see what happens to people 5 years later, 10 years later, what people say and how the trajectory of their life changes, because it just takes falling short once in a while for suddenly your life and your emotional life to take a nosedive. And that's what I want to focus on this morning, because tomorrow I'm doing an all-day conference with some amazing speakers. And some of these speakers are going to be focusing on attaining your results, on what you can do, their tips and tricks, because they've got a lot of amazing things to share with you to help you really attain your results and achieve what you know is possible for you. I've got amazing leadership coaches coming on, because leadership is something that I'm always interested in. I bring these speakers on for you. I also bring them on because I want to learn. I want to learn some new tricks and tips. So we have sleep experts, we have leadership experts, and this idea of falling short of attaining your results and how that does change the trajectory of your life. I'm sure you can think of times where you blew it. I can think of times where I just totally blew it. I blew an audition once on my violin, and it should have been an easy one for me, but I did not practice to the level I should have on one particular excerpt. It was Brahms 4, for those of you who are musicians. And I butchered it. I just was not prepared. And so sometimes we have an expectation, and when it's not met, we can go into some really weird behavior. So if you have an expectation to achieve something or to get a certain result and you don't, here's what can start to happen. First of all, you can it's so easy to trigger fight or flight, either during the experience or after the experience. Sometimes that's what has happened to me. Like, I go through the thing and I'm fine, like I don't trigger fight or flight, but then I leave and the emotions just come rushing all over me and I trigger fight or flight. So that might happen to you too. It might be after the event that you really trigger these hormones. And then the looping starts. You can't stop thinking about it. It's like you're binging on the breakdown. Binging is something you'll do too, because you're looking for comfort. So you'll click and binge shows on TV or Netflix, whatever it is you watch and consume. You'll scroll like crazy on your phone. You will binge alcohol, binge weed, binge whatever, food, chocolate, just to try to feel good. Sometimes we blame other people. Well, it's his fault because he wasn't as prepared as I needed him to be. Like, you'll make up a story to try and cover your butt because it's so uncomfortable. The place you're in is so uncomfortable. You can feel broken. You can feel messed up for days, for weeks, for months, even years. An experience can have such a hold over you. Gosh, it's be kind of emotional, but it's true. It's like one experience can cause such a hold over you that you're not really living to your full potential. So how can we break that? The first is to practice in your daily life using the pressure-free method, these simple tools I teach you, to not overreact to some really easy little basic things. So when the larger thing comes along, first of all, you can cut yourself a break. If you screw something up or mess something up, you can pause and give yourself some grace, give yourself a moment. Pressure-free is not perfection, it's protection against the stress hormones, so you can unleash potential. Does that make sense? So cut yourself a break. You have all these tools, keep putting tools in your tool belt every time you listen to me, or if you take my course, you know I give you lots and lots of tools on purpose, because when the big thing comes, some of the tools that you usually use might not be strong enough. You've got to dig deeper. Maybe you go into your faith foundation and you know that you are forgiven from your mistakes. You are forgiven for what's happened. And that will give you the courage to actually make an apology if you need to. So step into that faith foundation that you have. And if you need help building that, the first step is to get pressure free so you can allow that faith foundation to actually build for you. Then go to resources, go to people who can help you here. There are a lot of people, except when you go into these situations, you can feel very isolated and very alone. There's just no one who will understand and no one who can help you. And that's not true. But in fight or flight, we'll feel that way because we'll feel we'll even be judged by the people who love us. Because there is a lot of unconditional love out there today. I take a stand against that, actually. Too much conditional love. So who are the people in your life that provide you unconditional love? And maybe it's outside of your family. Maybe there's a pastor or a minister or someone in your church. Maybe there is someone who is, maybe there's a therapist or mental health professional, a counselor who can stand there for you. Maybe there's a mentor or a teacher or a coach who will stand for you. I give that to my clients. They can call or text me anytime. If I'm sleeping with my family or coaching, my phone is off. But otherwise, my phone is on and I am so there for you. Because we need that. We need that silver rope of hope, I call it, that connection to at least one person in the universe who cares about us and who doesn't judge us and who will accept this huge, big mistake that we've made and still love us. So who are the people in your life? Make a list of them. People you can turn to in time of need. And if you're coming up blank, put my name down, even if I've never met you. If you've come on here and you're watching this, we're connected. Does that make sense? So who are in your people layers? And if you can gain a little traction with that, the next layers that you can start to put in are all of your gifts and talents. Believe me, you have so many. You can read, you can hear. Maybe you have a beautiful smile. Maybe you're empathetic and you understand people on a deep level. What are your natural gifts and talents? Then what are the things you've learned over time? Any course you've ever taken, any schooling you've ever had, the fact that you can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. There are a lot of people who can't do that. If you can do that, that's amazing. Sounds so basic, I know, but when you can list out all your gifts and talents, it's from those gifts and talents that you can dig yourself out of the hole you feel you're in. It's also out of our gifts and talents and skills and ways of being that are intangible assets, is what I call those, that you create your tangible assets. I learned this from my coach back in 2012, Robert G. Allen, amazing coach and best-selling author. I got to work with him privately, which was amazing. And he had me list out all my intangible gifts, talents, what I've learned, and it's quite a list. Yours is too. So list all that out, because out of that, you create. anyone who's created anything. It's out of all of that that we've created. And each one of us is a very creative being. It's just natural on the planet to create something, whether it's a baby or, we create. So I hope this is helpful. I went a little long today, but and I hope you'll join me for the conference and meet some of my amazing colleagues. They come from around the world. They are so cool, and I'm really honored that they have accepted, because I'm not paying them to be on my conference. We are all doing this gratis for you, so that you have more tools in your tool belt. And the more tools you have, the more you can overcome the messiness. We're all messy. People are messy. That's why I do Messy Mondays on my show. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you have a great pressure-free weekend. I hope you join me. I'll put the link here. And if you can't come live, still sign in, because I will give you the recording. To anyone who signs in, they get the recording of all of this. So I wish you a great pressure-free day. Bye.